Did you know that Chinese martial arts, also known as Kung Fu, has a history that stretches back over 4,000 years? Yes, the intricate movements, the philosophy, the self-discipline we associate with martial arts today, all have their roots deeply embedded in antiquity. The birth of martial arts in China can be traced back to the Xia dynasty, between 2100 to 1600 BC. During this time, martial arts weren't just a form of self-defense or a way to keep fit. It was a matter of life and death, a crucial skill set for survival. The people of the Xia dynasty used it for hunting and warfare. Imagine trying to bring down a wild beast with nothing but your bare hands and your wit. That's how vital martial arts were at that time. Then came the Shang dynasty, between 1600 to 1046 BC. The significance of martial arts evolved. It became more than just a survival skill. It was during this era that martial arts became an integral part of military training. Picture this: soldiers in formation, their bodies moving as one, practicing their strikes, their blocks, their kicks. It was like a dance, but a dance with deadly potential. But it wasn't all about physical strength and agility. The teachings of martial arts also emphasized on the development of moral character. It taught the soldiers discipline, respect, and courage. It wasn't just about winning battles, it was about developing a warrior spirit. In essence, the birth of martial arts was not merely a product of necessity, but it was also an expression of the human spirit, a testament to our ability to adapt, grow, and evolve. Chinese martial arts became a means to express oneself, a way to cultivate one's character, and a path to spiritual growth. Thus, from a necessity for survival, martial arts was born and integrated into the Chinese culture. The legacy of these ancient times is still evident in the martial arts we see in practice today. It's a fascinating journey, from survival to self-expression, and we're just getting started. The Zhou dynasty, which spanned from 1046 to 256 BC, witnessed martial arts evolving beyond just physical combat. It was during this period that martial arts in China began to intertwine with profound philosophical concepts. Part of this evolution was the integration of the yin and yang philosophy. Martial arts started to reflect the balance of opposites, the ebb and flow of movement and stillness, force and yielding, attack and defense. This mirrored the yin and yang's complementary nature, where opposing elements coexist in harmony and transform into each other. The five elements theory also found its way into martial arts. This theory, which represents the interplay and relationship of wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, became a metaphorical foundation for martial arts strategies and techniques. It provided a framework for understanding the dynamics of attack and defense, the cycle of creation and destruction, and the interdependence of various martial arts techniques. Further deepening the philosophical underpinnings of martial arts was the influence of Taoism. The Taoist emphasis on harmony, flow, and spontaneity resonated with martial arts practitioners. They started to incorporate these principles into their training, seeing martial arts not just as a means of defense, but also as a way to align themselves with the natural flow of the universe, the Tao. In the spring and autumn period, from 770 to 476 BC, martial arts started being used for personal cultivation and spiritual growth. The fighting techniques were no longer just about winning battles. They became tools for refining one's character, cultivating inner peace, and achieving spiritual enlightenment. Martial arts practice became a form of meditation in motion, a way to harmonize mind, body, and spirit. So by the end of the spring and autumn period, martial arts had undergone a significant transformation. It had evolved from a purely physical form of combat to a philosophical and spiritual discipline. Martial arts was no longer just a physical endeavor, but had become a path towards spiritual enlightenment. The period of warring states, 475–221 BC, was a crucible for the development of martial arts. This era, characterized by constant warfare and political turmoil, became the melting pot for the evolution of martial arts, as each state sought to outdo the others in terms of military prowess. Martial arts was no longer just a form of self-defense. It became a necessity, a tool for survival, and a weapon in the hands of the warriors. The battlefields were the ultimate testing grounds for these techniques, and the ones that proved most effective endured, passed down through generations. The martial arts of this period were characterized by a focus on practicality and effectiveness. techniques were honed and refined, with an emphasis on real-world application. The warriors of the Warring States period were not just soldiers, they were martial artists, trained in a variety of techniques and weapons, each with its own unique strengths and weaknesses. This era also saw the birth of strategy in martial arts. Warriors were not only expected to be physically adept, but also mentally sharp. They were trained to think on their feet, to adapt and react to the changing tides of battle. This emphasis on strategy and mental fortitude is a key component of martial arts that continues to this day. Perhaps one of the most significant developments during this period was the creation of the first martial arts manual, The Art of War, by Sun Tzu. This seminal work laid the foundation for not just martial arts, but also military strategy. It emphasized the importance of strategy over brute force and introduced concepts such as deception, adaptability, and the use of terrain, which are fundamental to martial arts today. The Warring States period was a time of intense conflict and upheaval, but it was also a period of growth and innovation. It was during this time that martial arts was truly shaped and defined, forged in the fires of war and honed to perfection. In the crucible of war, martial arts was honed and refined to an art form. The 20th century marked a turning point for Chinese martial arts. This was the era when martial arts began to evolve beyond its traditional roots, embracing modernity and expanding its reach beyond the borders of China. The early part of the 20th century saw the establishment of formal martial arts schools. These institutions introduced standardized teaching methods, making martial arts more accessible to the general public. For centuries, martial arts techniques were closely guarded secrets, passed down from master to student in clandestine settings. But this changed with the advent of formal schools. Suddenly, anyone with a desire to learn could step into a school and start their journey in martial arts. This democratization of martial arts was a significant departure from the past, and it played a crucial role in its modernization. The 20th century also saw martial arts breaking away from its purely combative purpose. It started being used for sports and competitive events. The Chinese martial arts of wushu became an official sport in China, with national and international competitions. These events showcase the athletic and aesthetic aspects of martial arts, further enhancing its appeal. But perhaps the most significant development of this era was the rise of martial arts in entertainment, particularly in movies. Martial arts films became a global phenomenon, captivating audiences with their high-octane action sequences and compelling narratives. These films not only entertained but also introduced martial arts to a global audience, inspiring many to take up the practice. From Bruce Lee's phenomenal performances to Jackie Chan's blend of comedy and action, these movies played a pivotal role in shaping the public's perception of martial arts. They demonstrated that martial arts wasn't just about fighting, it was also about discipline, respect, and personal growth. The 20th century was indeed a transformative period for martial arts. It was no longer a secretive practice, confined to the shadows of history. It had stepped into the limelight, becoming a significant part of the cultural fabric of the modern world. In the 20th century, martial arts stepped out of the shadows of history and into the limelight of the modern world. Chinese martial arts has not just stayed within the borders of China. It's made an indelible mark on the world stage, weaving its intricate patterns into the fabric of international culture. As early as the Ming Dynasty, Chinese martial arts began its global journey. Traders, monks, and travelers carried the knowledge of these ancient techniques with them, planting the seeds of what would become an international fascination. In the 20th century, the global influence of Chinese martial arts accelerated. The advent of cinema played a significant role in this spread. The world was captivated by the gravity-defying feats and graceful movements of Chinese martial artists on the silver screen. From Bruce Lee's powerful punches to Jackie Chan's comedic stunts, martial arts films sparked an international interest in the discipline. But it's not just about entertainment. Beyond the action-packed scenes, these films introduced the philosophy behind these arts, inspiring a deeper appreciation. The principles of balance, discipline, and harmony resonated with audiences worldwide, leading to a surge in the practice of martial arts as a form of exercise and self-defense. Today, Chinese martial arts has permeated various aspects of global culture. It's influenced other martial arts forms, with elements of kung fu seen in the stances of karate, the fluidity of capoeira, and the acrobatics of parkour. It's even found its way into the fitness industry, with practices like Tai Chi and Qigong gaining popularity for their emphasis on mindfulness and inner peace. Chinese martial arts has also fostered a sense of global community. International competitions and festivals bring together practitioners from all corners of the globe, uniting them in their shared passion for this ancient discipline. From its humble beginnings, Chinese martial arts has now become a global phenomenon. Its influence is seen in cinema, sports, fitness, and beyond. It's more than just a physical discipline. It's a testament to the endurance of Chinese culture and its ability to inspire people across the globe.